Hello, everyone. Jamie Laszlo here on Sea of Tranquility. You might be asking, what the hell are you doing on here? What do you got to say, Laszlo? Well, Pete Pardo recently did a listening room episode. And I always find those interesting, seeing what Pete recently got, see what he's been listening to, besides the things that he has to listen to for homework and with the ranking the albums and such. It's nice to see what he's listening to, just because he wants to. And I've been listening to all kinds of newer stuff that I got in the mail or at the record store. Some of it's older stuff, some of it's newer stuff. So wanted to go through it real fast for you. Uh, First of all, the Jethro Tull box set, the Christmas Fresh Snow at Christmas box set. Been listening to this because it is the holidays, as you can see. I'm enjoying this. I always liked the original Christmas album, even though I always liked the original version of Jack Frost and the Hooded Crow from the 70s. And another Christmas song off of Rock Island is just perfect. It's the top three Christmas song for me. That version is here. The version they re-recorded for the was it 2008, 2007 album, and this remastered. It's okay, but that Rock Island version, man, does it for me. The live performances on here on CD3. It's Jethro Tull. Both performances are at St. Bride's. I think it's a church, because 2006 it was Ian Anderson band and the audience was clapping, and it's a little bit more lively. In 2008 they weren't allowed to clap, so it's very subdued, very laid back, and there's choirs singing and there's people doing readings and spiritual readings. It's like going to church. um, but it's interesting. It's interesting to listen to. So yeah, that's really cool. If you haven't got that, if you're a Jethro Tull fan, you should probably get that. Speaking of Jethro Tull, I've been listening to these redo albums. Magnet Eye Records redo series. I got a Soundgarden one, and I recently picked up two Jethro Tull redo series CDs that recently came out. One is Aqualung, where it's all the Aqualung songs in a row, but done by different bands. Some of these you may know. They're like, the stoner rock bands. Big Scenic Nowhere's on here. The Sword is on here. Motor Psycho is on here. Saturna is on here. So Chris Goss is on here from Masters of Reality. So it's, I would say, 70%. I like 70% of that album. The best of Jethro Tull that also came out on Magnetic Eye. Different bands, different songs. What's interesting is they call it the best of, but it's very much songs from stand up, like almost all of them. So you got Astronaut on here, Elephant Tree. You got Sergeant Thunderhoof on here. Um, they're doing Sun. The Golden Grass doing The Teacher. Isn't it called just Teacher? The Teacher. I thought it was just Teacher. Huh. Why does it say The Teacher? I'm going to Google that because I'm pretty sure it's just Teacher, right? So yeah, I like this one a little better though. I think it's shorter, and just think the performances are a little better on this one. What else? Oh, Pete reviewed this. Eternal Cryptic Lust. It's old school death metal. If you heard it for the first time, you'd swear it's from 1991. These are young guys. I think I read somewhere where some of the members are even teenagers, if not all of them. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to get the cassette version since it's so old school? Let's go totally old school. And if you get the cassette version, it folds out. You got some writings there. You know, pictures of the band, who's in the band, producer. Then you got all the lyrics, just like back in the day on your old school cassette. The cassette is blue. If you're gonna go old school, I wish they would have just, you know, made it like clear, like the clear cassettes you used to get back in the early 90s and late 80s, but it's blue. So that'll do though. Blue will have to do. I've been listening to this new live album. If you like old school soul, you know, uh, from 70s, um, Stax Records, you will like Black Pumas. This is a lively soul / rock album. I got it in a protective bag here. This it's a double CD. You might know the song Colors. That was their big hit. A lot of great guitar work, extended versions of these songs. I think some of them are like up to 7 minutes. So the lead singer is great. I got to meet him when he came through Columbus a few years ago when they just they played a place called The Basement, and it's literally just a basement. So I caught them right before they hit it big. So yeah, Black Pumas, live from Brooklyn Paramount. Highly recommend that. And the sound quality is out of this world. It's like being in the front row. Listening to this band, Burn Ritual. This was a late night purchase. I got the album from last year, 2023, Grave Watcher. And these guys are pretty doomy. And then I got this year's EP, House of the Wicked. Now, I will say, I sampled this when I was buying these albums, and I really liked it. So I figured, let me just get last year's album too. I like the song, even though there's 4 songs on here. I like these 4 songs better than any of the tracks on here. Not to say this is terrible though, but I really dig this a lot. So I almost wish it was a full album. So Burn Ritual, I think Pete Pardo would probably like these guys a lot with the doominess and the and they're slow but not too slow. I went to a record store, not a record store, I'm sorry, a video game store the other day up the street from me. It's a very weird independent little video store. I think it's called Video Exchange or something like that. And they sell video games, they sell Blu-rays. I buy a lot of Blu-rays there. And they sell CDs and vinyl and cassettes, but a lot of their vinyl's overpriced, man. Like an album that's worth $5, they'll have for 20. Oh, come on, man. And it's normally beat up too. But at the same time, they have things underpriced. So they're all over the place with their prices. So you can find nice little steals in there. And that's what happened the other day. I saw this Led Zeppelin, The Destroyer. I saw it like that. I'm like, oh, I think I just struck gold. I pulled it out, and it's live in Cleveland, 1977, 6 CDs. So this thing has been a bootleg for quite a long time. It was a 2-night gig in Cleveland. I think night 1 they recorded on the soundboard, and you can go find that on eBay, and it sounds pretty good. This sounds pretty rough. And even though it's 6 CDs, oh, it's wanting to fall apart on me. Even though it's 6 CDs, it's only like 3 CDs worth of music, and it's a crude recording because sometimes you put in the next CD and it's repeating parts of this previous CD. And there was 2, this is audience members recording this with a cassette player pretty much. But there were 2 recorders doing the same show. Recorder 1 is CD 1 to 3. The second recorder, wherever that is, recording the same show is CDs 4, 5, and 6. So what's interesting in the second half of this, 4, 5, and 6, those discs sound a lot better than CDs 1, 2, and 3. So I don't even know why 1, 2, and 3 is on here. But what's interesting is you can hear the people talking, in the crowd and they're having conversations. And it's like, man, these people are either really old now or they've passed on. And you're kind of being like a fly on the wall there, hearing them cough, hearing them call one another, and you get two versions of it. Now, the second half of this, CDs 4, 5, and 6 are listenable. And I was listening to them today and I was kind of rocking out. Nothing you're going to put in your car and rock out to, but to sit down and just listen to it, it's the performances are crazy good. And it's so cool because the band doesn't know they're being recorded. So it's like you shouldn't be listening to this. There's a naughtiness to it, listening in on something that happened. God, how many years ago is that now? 40, 50, almost 50 years ago. Yeah, so this is really cool. If you go into your local video store and see this laying around, grab it. $14.99. Got it for $14.99. What a steal, huh? I also got there. I decided to take a deep dive because they also had their, those original album series, little mini box sets that they have. They're fun. If you're not too serious about a band and you just want to get, a few albums all at once, this is the way to go, right? So I got Echo and the Bunnymen. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I'm like, Echo and the Bunnymen, I ain't listening to that shit. Times change. So it's post-punk, it's not as wimpy as I expected. I only listened to 2 albums though. I listened to the first one, which is Crocodiles. It's kind of rocking. I think that's their debut. Kind of rocking. And then I listened to Ocean Rain, a little bit more subdued, more textures, still kind of cool. I mean, this is like $10. So that Ocean Rain is 4 albums after the debut. So I'm interested to see, what happened between those 2 albums. See if they slowly kind of became more subdued or if I don't know. We'll see. So far, not bad. Worth the $10. I also got in the mail from Amazon. I mean, I said this on my Let's Get Physical page. I'm a fan of Krokus. It's mindless, silly metal, but it's still there's a fun aspect to them. I got some later Krokus albums when not everybody, not all the original members were there. They had a different lead singer, and that's Stampede and Round 13, all in one package. I think this just came out. Supposed to be remastered. I don't know. These are not essential Krokus albums. Comes one CD on each, one album on each CD, and awful covers, right? That's your album cover. That's pretty bad, and that ain't much better. They're okay. Each one has a few decent songs, and it's just cool to have. So I was listening to that. I put on my Let's Get Physical page the other day that I was listening to Udo, Faceless World, and the only Udo I own is on cassette, and it sounds good. I got a decent cassette player, and I pull this out maybe once a year or so and rock out to it. I thought it was pretty good, so I thought, I posted it on my Facebook page, and I said I should probably get more Udo albums, so I did. I got Time Bomb, which I think is from 1991. I gotta tell you though, I listened to this once. I like this. Sounds very busy, noisy. Songwriting sounds a little messy. I don't know. Maybe it takes a few listens for it to all click and come together. The last song, Metal Maniac Mastermind, that one was pretty good, but all the other ones just sound a little too, I don't know, too much going on, too noisy. It's like a rhythm there, and a groove, but there's too much white noise covering up the groove. I don't know. You tell me what you think about that, and where I should go from here with Udo. 2024. I've been looking for, you know, I like pop music. I like my 80s pop divas from Whitney Houston and Tina Turner. And, I even got a couple Debbie Gibson albums. And it's not like I sit here and listen to them all the time, but on a Saturday night when you have a few in you and you're hanging out with the wife, it's fun to put them on. Lisa Stansfield, fun. Um, and I'm always looking for some kind of pop diva in the 2020s that, I like Miley Cyrus. Um, but I'm looking for someone else. I tried to Taylor Swift. I'm like, doesn't really do it for me. Um, so I recently heard someone talk about Dua Lipa, and I gave her a try. I'm like, hey, this got throwbacks to the 90s a little bit. These are even 80s, the 80s fun factor is there. She can sing. There's no auto tune going on. She can sing like a mother effer. Radical Optimism is the name of this album. It came out last May, I think. And I'm having fun with it. I've been listening to it a couple times. It's only 35 minutes. It goes down easy. She's a good looking girl. She's got a real sexy voice. There's well constructed songs. There's interesting little aspects into the songs that are almost psychedelic at times. Real instruments, acoustic guitar, all kinds of cool things. So if you like pop music sometimes, but you hate 99% of the bullshit out there, I would say give this chick a try. Do you like the Doors? I got this last record store day, Black Friday record store day. Now, I've been listening to the Doors for most of my life. Um, but am I a huge Doors fan? I went through a phase there for a while where I was really tired of them for a while, long time. And I started coming back around to the Doors a couple years ago. So when I saw this sitting there, it was like $80. It kind of spoke to me. You ever have an album just kind of speak to you? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna grab it. And I gotta tell you, this is 4 LPs, I think. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And the sound, it's live in Detroit, but Jim Morrison starts off the show saying, good evening, every other city in America except Detroit. I guess he's trying to say that it's all the same to me. But he comes off like a dick kind of doing it. But as the show goes on, man, the sound quality is amazing. The band is on fire. It's raucous versions of these songs. It's not a lot of downtime. You get like a 17-minute version of the end, and you think it might be boring at times. It held my interest the whole time. The banter that Jim Morrison does in between songs, you get the whole thing. It's like being there, man. This is the closest I think you can get to being at like a real unedited Doors concert. And it sounds amazing. So right now it's on eBay. I think the lowest is 125. And even at 125, I would say it's probably worth it. I saw it for 125, free shipping. I would say if you're a Doors fan and if you have a turntable. Now, this was released on CD, I believe, in the 90s. I don't know how that sounds. I don't know if it sounds as good as this. I don't know. So if you got the CD version, maybe you're good to go. I don't know. But I will say, if you don't own it at all and you got a turntable, if you want to drop $125, $125 on maybe you got some Christmas money that was given to you, go ahead. Go for it. So that's what's in the listening room over here in Ohio, or the listening bar, I should say. I got a few other things coming in the mail that another one of those what do you call it, album classics, original album classics. I have another one of those coming in by a band that a metal band that I never really dove headfirst into. So maybe I'll do another video once I digest all of that. It's a band most of you know. So until then, let me finish by saying what I need to say. Visit us on the web, www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together, all the damn time. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this. Don't give me a fake like. Don't give me a pity like. Um, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit the bell so you get notified every time something drops here on Sea of Tranquility. And we got a merch page, and we got the membership thing, and we got Ko-Fi and Cameo. Don't forget about the Cameo. So I hope you like this little hand solo type video I did, and maybe I will do some more in the future. We'll see. Until next time, take care, everyone. Later.